Órale, Cholo Trucker, los tres chingones, boxing shots, all the chingones y chingonas, man. Lot to talk about, Holmes, and let's see if we could squeeze it all in, man. Hey, we got a full house, man. We got the chingones all back together, so let's go ahead and let's bring him in back from his hiatus. El gran chingon, el mero mero one, Mr. David Contreras.
Hey, what's going on, Ed? Sabes que last weekend, great weekend of boxing, man. I can't wait to talk about the Bubu Andrade and Benavides fight. Let's do it. Yeah.
And the scientist of boxing. You guys gotta go check him out on Mikey TV. The way he is breaking fights down. He's showing you guys openings, different maneuvers, footwork. The way he breaks it down. The scientist from Mikey TV, one, Mr. Mike Zavala.
What it is, Dave? What it is, Ed? Let's get it on, baby. Let's get it on.
What's up, Mikey?
What's up, gentlemen? What's going on?
Cule to Dimitro Andres. Cule. Hey, before we get rocking and rolling, David, you were in Nashville?
Yes, actually, we went to Georgia, we went to North Carolina, and we ended up in Chattanooga. Then we went to Nashville. I'll tell you, Ed, there are more Mexicanos in Chattanooga than there is in Chicago, and I'm making that up.
Okay.
Chattanooga is full of raza. I mean, I was completely surprised. I did not know there were so many, muchos de Guatemala, muchos de Michoacán, muchos de Tamaulipas y muchos de Honduras, pero un chingo de Mexicanos in Chattanooga. Never would have thought it. Never at all.
Wow. Yeah. Neither would I, man. And how was your time over there in Nashville, man?
You know what? From right there, we went to Nashville. But you know what? The funny thing, Ed and Mikey, is the Mexicanos de allá, they're not like the Chicanos from California. They're not at all, man. You don't see Chicanos. You see Mexicanos. And I mean, you could tell that these people, esta gente, nuestra gente, literally just crossed over or has been across maybe a year, maybe 6 months. Ni uno habla inglés. I mean, they're working at the restaurants or walking down the streets. You don't see any migra, but they're not Chicanos. You know what I mean? You don't see any Chicanos, and when you stop and talk to them, puro español, very, very different than the Chicanos that we have in San Diego and LA. Very different. Nothing like LA, man. Nothing like LA. Very different. Getting back to your question, Nashville was very nice. There, I didn't see too many raza. Actually, I didn't see too many people of color there. Puro Americano, and my wife likes country western. Me personally, I can't stand it. You know what I mean? But a happy wife, a happy life, and I have a very happy life. That's the only reason why I want to go to Detroit. I'd rather go hear Motown or Mexico and go hear La Banda or mariachis. And she's been there with me. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Hey, Mikey, getting a little feedback from you, big dog.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't know. Let me.
No, I mean, yeah, it's I don't know where it is, but there's like a little echo coming from you.
Can you hear it now?
Let me see. No, actually, that sounds better. Oh, that's
all right.
I think we're good.
I don't know. I think we're good. All right. If not, I'm gonna have to go to my living room because I'm in my room. It's been tripping, huh?
Yeah. Last time we were getting a little bit of feedback as well.
How does it sound now? It's good.
It sounds good enough, man. What's up, Pete Town? Right. G Funky Boxing, homie. What's going on? Hey, gentlemen. So let's go ahead and let's recap what happened last week. We'll start with Subrio Matias, man, and the fight he had with Ergashev. First of all, look, I thought the whole card was good. Even the first fight with Roach and Garcia, I thought that was a pretty good fight as well. I was entertained. I enjoyed it. Garcia ended up losing. Let's see what happens with him. I never thought he was really that good. I don't think he was ever really like a top, champion. Today, being called the world champion, I'm not even really sure what it means too much, but it should still be the goal, right? But Subrio Matias, Ergashev, Man, um, I thought Ergashev did a pretty good job. I was starting to think that he was actually going to win. You could hear his shots just, I mean, early on, I was like, "Ooh, you know what? Maybe I fell asleep on this Ergashev dude, man, because I was really pumping up Subriel Matias, and Ergashev is undefeated. And somewhere around round three, Subriel Matias comes on. He starts standing his stuff. Damn, that guy hits hard. They both seem like they hit hard. And look, that night, the legend of Manos de Pierda, Roberto Duran, lives on, homie, because no mas. No mas was alive all over that pay per view. But Mikey, what did you see, big dog?
Oh man, this guy's a sleeper. You guys brought it to my attention. Uh, I heard a little echoes about Matias, but I didn't really know, man. The 140 position, you got Regis, you got Tio, you got the other guys that are taking all the shine. And so before the fight, I did a little research into this Puerto Rican. Okay, he's training in Mexico. Like what? All right, and dude, he's just it's straight science. He has superpower. Talking about superpower, he killed somebody, right? A couple fights back, he killed somebody, a Brazilian boxer. So he has power, dude, like killer power, literally. Man, I thought the other fighter, the what is he, Russian or whatever? I
He's
thought,
from
man,
Uzbekistan or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, he has power. I don't know how many knockouts, but he has a great knockout punch. And I thought he was going to win the fight. I'm like, dude, Matias is a little overrated. Matisse and nah, man, little by little he chopped him up, and made him quit. This is like the fifth opponent he made quit. So this guy's on fire, man. Tio, Regis, Ryan, all them, they better watch out, man. This guy's a boogeyman.
David Subriel Matias, the Boricua, training Mexicano like, and he's actually fun to watch, man. I'm surprised, people don't talk about him a lot more because he's actually very fun to watch. But what did you see in this fight against an undefeated fighter in Ergashev?
Mikey, you had talked about him about a month ago. I don't know if you remember on the show. You go, hey man,
Yeah,
saw
you know
this
what I
guy
did?
fight. Yeah, you talked about him, and you said, you
I
know what,
talked
this
about him
guy's
and I
a
slept
force
on
to
him.
be reckoned. You slept
Yeah,
on him. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, you talked about him. You go, man, this guy has arms of steel, man. He's knocking everybody out. Well, we got a chance to see what you were talking about a month ago. I mean,
yeah,
this guy's the
yeah.
real deal. And you know what? This dude, Vergachev, wherever you pronounce his name, he quit, bro. Another one that quit. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when they were interviewing him or his coach was talking to him, he was complaining about his leg. Dude, you know what? Como dice Mr. G, once you quit once, you'll quit again. And the dude
Mm.
quit. But you know what? Yeah, I'm a firm believer. This guy Subias, without a doubt, he could definitely give everybody a lot of serious problems at 140. He's a real deal.
Yeah, and you know what? There's really nothing fancy or pretty about his fighting. There's not a lot of slips or anything like that. It's just a lot of power, and he can
Mhm.
take them, man. You give him whatever you want to give him, he can take them. His poker face is really good. Did he get hurt? I don't know. He never changed his demeanor on his face. He has a damn good poker face. There's nothing really pretty about his fighting style. It's just I come forward and I hurt you, and that's that. You're gonna hit me. That's cool. That's part of my style. Go ahead, hit me, and I'll take it. But you're not gonna take what I give you. I like this guy, man. I really, really do. And yeah, he made Ergashev for his first defeat, saying no mas. Mikey, I'll start with you with this one, Dave. 140 pounds. Okay. Who do you want to see him against? And who is likely to actually fight this dude? Remember, this is a big risk, very low reward. Whatever popularity he gained from this, I'm not really sure how much. Probably give him a little bit of a boost, but not really enough of a boost for really people say like, "Hey, man, this is a pretty good payday." But damn, there's a high risk getting in there with this guy, David. Who do you want to see him in there against?
I want to see him fight Regis because I think Regis is going to beat Haney. That's who I
Mm.
want to see him. Um, I don't think Teal would get in with him. Now Teal's wants to fight Crawford. But I mean, I want to see him with Haney. I think Prograis will fight him, but I think before we see that fight, we'll probably see him fight Barbosa, Arnold Barbosa. They'll probably throw him in there just as, to get him ready for Prograis after he beats Haney. But I don't see I don't see Rolly. He'll kill Rolly. I see him, if he fought Teofimo, the way Teofimo fought Joshua, or what's his name, where he got it with the belt. What was his name?
The
English guy. The English guy.
Josh Taylor?
Josh Taylor. If he if Theo fights Subiel the way he fought Josh Taylor, I think it would be a damn good fight. And I would even say Theo, but I don't see Theo doing that, because you know what? That's a fight that there's a chance that he's going to lose and probably get hurt. So Prograis, but before Prograis, it'll be probably Arnold Barbosa. They'll throw him in just to get him ready, and I think that'd be a pretty good fight too. But I got Subias on that one.
Okay, Mikey, Subriel Matias, 140. What's realistic, and who do you think actually stands a chance against him?
Man, I think I'm gonna go with Dave. What Dave said. I think Regis, he's down to scrapple with him. That'd be a good scrap, because Regis is a scrapper. He doesn't like to. You seen who did he fight? The last fight, he had to go move around, and he didn't look so good. This guy's are gonna bang. It's gonna be a good fight. I got Matias. I got Matias on it, man. He has superpower, technician. He trains in Mexico, getting the best sparring. The best technique, one of the best techniques in the world, man. That's super smart what he's doing. So I'm a fan, and I can't wait to see him. But if I had a fantasy, I want him to fight Ryan Garcia, if we could sleep him and get it over with. Yeah, man, the guy's annoying, man. But we'll get to it right now.
We'll get to it.
Pa que lo mate.
Man, you know what, man? On the serio, who would I like to see him fight? Definitely, I would like to see him fight some of these guys, man. T.O., the winner of Prograis and Haney. Do I think any of these fights are going to happen? Honestly, no. The next fight, I see him, Subriel Matias, being in, honestly, is going to fight something like this, similar. I think his next few fights are going to be against a bunch of guys, man, that you really need to do research to find out who they were. It's unfortunate. That's not what I want, but it's unfortunate. But there's not a lot of money coming from this guy, man. I think, I mean, this is the sad thing about boxing, right? It's a popularity contest. If he were to fight Rolly right now, unfortunately, Rolly would be the A side, right? Should he be? No, he shouldn't. But he's more popular than Subriel Matias is. So, and who's going to win that fight? I mean, come on, dog. You got Rolly. Somebody should donate him casket before that fight takes place, But I don't see, honestly, I don't see anybody beating Subriel Matias right now, man. Not right now. This dude is just something else. Regis Prograis is probably the guy that I would say he stands a chance to hurt him. Beat him, that's another question. But that would probably be the fight I would want to see more than anything. But if it were Matias against anybody else at 140 right now, I would say good opponent. I like the fight, but I favor Subriel Matias. There's nobody right now. I'm not talking about next year. I'm talking about right now. Nobody right now at 140 pounds that I would favor over Matias. Maybe 60-40 for Matias, but not to favor over Matias, man.
But you know what, Ed? You know what? Top Rank can really push him because he's Puerto Rican. And right now, Puerto Rico only has one future star. You know what I mean? They don't have too many future stars, and this guy's a star. So I think they really need to push the Puerto Rican agenda, the Puerto Rican flag, because the Puerto Ricans, once they get behind them, they're like us Mexicans. We're there till they die. You know what I mean? A lot of us are there till they die.
Yeah.
And I think if they really start pushing the Puerto Rican agenda, I mean, si fuera de Honduras or si fuera de Colombia, maybe he's not going to become popular. But being for Puerto Rico, most definitely. They just got to just push it. I think he could be very popular. He's good.
Well, then you got to take them to the East Coast. Then you got to
Yes.
start having them fight out in
New York.
New York. Have them fight maybe in Chicago. Have them fight and really get the Puerto Rican audience behind him. So to build them that way. Because I do want fighters. I do want fighters like him. I do want him to get his recognition.
Yeah.
It sucks that more people know Rolly than Subriel Matias. That's stupid to me, but it's true. Let's get somebody like Subriel Matias out there. So I'm excited to watch this guy fight, man. This guy is badass. But gentlemen, let's move to the co-main event. Jose Benavidez Jr. moves up in weight and makes the catch weight to fight the returning WBC champion Jamal Charlo, who didn't even make the catch weight, comes in way over the catch weight. Damn, it was an entertaining fight. It was an entertaining fight. Mikey, how say you on this one, big dog? I was entertained, but I know there's scrutiny to be thrown around. But hey, go for it, man.
And if you look at it as a manager, as a trainer, from that lens, it was good work for Charlo. He got it went 10 rounds. He got 10 rounds of that work. They didn't put someone was gonna knock him out and all that. Charlo's still a name, and you could throw Charlo in with Benavidez. You could throw in Charlo with Canelo or another. So he's a name, and he is a champ. So it's a comeback fight. Let's just be real, man. It's a comeback fight, and they're putting somebody that is tough and will give you rounds. Was Jose Benavidez gonna win? No, this was Jose Benavidez is a 154 pounder. He's a little dude. So it was a good fight. It was good work, not a good fight. I'm gonna call it good work. Good 10 rounds of work, and he knocked out the rust. In the beginning, Jose was getting to him. They were going at it, and then at the end, you could see Charlo had better movement, and was better. He's a better fighter. Let's keep it real. And but it was good work. Yeah.
Okay. David, this co-main event had a lot of good stuff in it, man. A lot of back and forth. I was highly entertained. Both guys end up getting a little beat up. How did you see this, Holmes?
You know what? Benavidez came out $225,000 richer even before he stepped into the ring. I had read somewhere and I heard that it was $75,000 per pound. He came in 3 pounds over, so that's $225,000 even before he stepped into the ring. You know what? I'm with Mikey on that. He's actually a 147 fighter, not even a 154. He only had 154 fight against Danny Garcia, and then he skipped 160, and now, well, he was supposed to fight at 160, 61. I guess he came in. You know what? I don't think he's done. I'd like to see him stay at 60 and fight the smaller guys there at 160. I don't think he's done, but he couldn't hurt Charlo. I mean, you saw him. I mean, he was hitting Charlo a lot. I mean, it wasn't hurting Charlo. And I agree with Mikey. It was good work for Charlo. And you know what? Me personally, I thought Charlo was going to gas out. I thought Charlo wasn't going to look as good as he did. He surprised me. He didn't look great, but as good as he did. So I came out surprised, number one. And number two, he couldn't hurt him. He couldn't hurt him at all. And Charlo, with that jab, he still has it. He just needs to knock off the rust. I'd like to see if Benavidez doesn't fight Canelo, I'd like to see Benavidez knock him out. He's never been knocked out. Next.
Okay, so there's different ways you could go with this, right? It's like, okay, do you really give Charlo that much credit? They didn't even fight at 160. They fought at a catch weight, and he didn't even make that weight. And who knows how he looked a heck of a lot bigger than Benavidez fight night inside of that ring. So how much credit do you want to give him? At the same time, he's coming off over 2.5 years of a layoff. So how great of an opponent do you really want to put in front of him? And at the same time, that's his own doing for being out of the ring for that long. So do you really want to give him credit if he's the one that took himself out of the sport for that long? So there's so many different ways you go with it. I said I thought Benavides was going to win from the fans' perspective, and they were going to give it to Charlo because I was like, "There's no way the judges are going to give it to Charlo. I mean, they're going to give it to Benavides. Zero, man. Benavides is a fighter. It's like, hey, we need you at 147. Okay, go to 147. We need you at 160. Go to 160. We need you at 154. Go to 150. That is Benavides. That's his career. Unfortunately, that's what it's turned into. Um, Charlo, there's still some big fights you can make with him. There's still some money. He is still somewhat of a draw, man. Let's be honest. He's still somewhat of a draw. I thought it was a good fight. The fact that he struggled with a pretty small guy in Benavides, yeah, you could say there's ring rust. I never thought he was that good. Jamal Charlo, I'm talking about. I never thought he was really that good. I'm not even sure who's the best fighter he's ever fought. Tell you guys the truth, man. Maybe somebody in the chat could let me know, but I'm not even really
Uh,
sure who's the best fighter he ever
I
fought.
like how he dominated Derenichenko. That was impressive. I like how he
Okay,
dominated because Derenichenko made Triple G look
okay,
bad, and you see what Derenichenko did to Munguia. And this guy, he
okay.
had a good jab, good stick, good body shot. He controlled him. He's I like his jab, and I like his body. He goes jabs to the body, jabs to hook. I like him. He's not that bad. You could put him up there with Pacheco. You could throw him up there with Benavides, Canelo. You could throw him up there at 160 or the 168.
Mm,
So he's a good name, and he's
okay.
not that bad. But Ed, I'm not a Charlo fan. You know that.
Yeah,
And
no,
that doesn't mean that he's
definitely a
going to
good
win
name.
against these guys. That doesn't mean he's going to win, but he gave him a good fight, right, Mikey?
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
mean,
he'll give a good fight.
Canelo, but he'll
Pacheco
give him a good
and
fight.
him, if he moves up, that's a good fight, man.
That's a good fight. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I okay. He's definitely a name, and he's a draw. Okay, he's definitely a draw. He's a pretty household name. Um, Somebody like Diego Pachenko, I think that'd be pretty good. I think that'd be a pretty good test for Diego Pachenko. I think Pachenko will be ready for somebody like Jamal Charlo. Is Jamal Charlo fully back now after this fight? I don't know because he didn't even fight at 168. So I don't even I don't think he's fighting at 160 anymore. I think he's gonna be fighting at 168 now. What does he do there? There's only two fighters there that I think would make sense for him to fight for
Mhm.
Jamal Charlo. Benavides, I don't know, maybe he never fights again, or they'll send him wherever he's needed so he can do what he did on Saturday. That's basically his career. Jamal
Mhm.
Charlo, to me, there's only two fights. One is the one that I really want to see, but the other one I wouldn't be mad at. Okay, number one, David Benavides. That makes perfect sense. Jamal Charlo just beat your brother. All right. You guys had this beef a while back, and that fight never materialized. Now he's at 168. Yeah, I definitely want to see that. That'd be badass. And the second fight, obviously, will be against Caleb Plant. Why? Because Caleb
Yeah.
Plant
That'd be
smacked
a
the,
good one.
yeah,
That'd
he
be a good
smacked the
one.
sense
Yeah.
out of his mouth, man.
Yeah.
So I think those will be the only two. Do I think it happens? Um, I mean, we'll get to the whole Benavides and what's coming up with him. But Mikey, what do you want to see from Jamal Charlo, man, after this victory?
Yeah, like those names you brought up, Ed. If you really think about it, Jamar Charlo could fight at 160, 168. There's Genovic at 160, right? So he could fight Genovic at 160 also. He's the boogeyman at 160, and this guy's the champion. That'll be a good fight too, man. Genovic's nice, southpaw, and he has power there. Or like you said, 168. To tell you the truth, Ed, you know what? I don't want to see Benavides fight Charlo. Charlo's not a 168 pounder, and he wants to Benavidez wants to be the man to beat the man. You got to beat Morrell, man. You got to go in there with Morrell, knock him out, and then get that Canelo fight in September, man. We'll get to that though.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
It-
if you're gonna
it-
fight Charlo, he's not a 160. He's not a 168 pounder. You want to fight against the cash cow, the face of boxing in September. But look at the names you got: Caleb Plant, Canelo's leftovers, and he beat Bubu Andrade. That's not really a 168. He only had one fight at 168, and your pay-per-view numbers suck. We're gonna bring that up. And now you want to
Yeah.
fight Charlo? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Uh, yeah. No, we'll get to it.
All
But
right.
David, Jamal Charlo again. Look, yes, he was champ at 160. He comes back, catch weight, doesn't make that weight. He's a heck of a lot closer to 168. Does he come back to 160? I don't think he does. That's just me saying I really don't think he does. But what do you want to see from Jamal Charlo, David?
Yeah, I don't see him coming down to 160. And I don't agree with Puerto Rican Rum. I think it's Puerto Rican Rum that he wouldn't fight Janibek. I think he'd give Janibek actually a very good fight. I'd like to see him, but I don't think he can make 160 again. He's not disciplined enough. I think at 168, I'd like to actually see him fight against Caleb Plant. That makes much more sense. Even, like Mikey said, even Benavides. Caleb Plant, I mean, this guy disrespected him, slapped him in front of God and the world. You know what I mean? Revenge on that. You know, that's where, and there's going to be money on that because they're going to keep playing that slap over and over again during the promotion of the fight, and people are going to buy it. That makes more sense.
Okay, I'm actually going to agree with Puerto Rican Rum. I don't think Charlo, even if he could make 160, I don't think Charlo would entertain the Yanni Beck fight.
I'm not saying that he would entertain him. I'm saying if he did, I think he'd give Janibek a good fight. I think he'd beat Janibek. Janibek isn't the boogeyman.
Wow.
Everybody thinks that he's the boogeyman. Dude, he's not the boogeyman. I mean, 2 fights ago, he was basically once again exposed. All of a sudden, last time he fought a nobody, and all of a sudden he's a boogeyman again. Janibek's not the boogeyman. Everybody knows he's not the boogeyman.
Okay. I know I don't disagree with you on that, David.
No.
I think Charlo will look at that like, you know what? I'm not gonna take that fight. I want to take some bigger pays. That's gonna generate more.
Yes.
I don't think Charlo would look at Yanni Beck. I want to see Charlo either against one of those two guys, which brings us to the main event because it's hard for me to talk about Jamal Charlo and what I want to see him next without naming David Benavides. So let's get to the main event here. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It didn't last long, like I said earlier. Roberto Duran's legacy lives on with no masks because the no mask coin phrase was all over this pay-per-view, man. And 2 undefeated fighters straight out came out and said, no masks. I thought it was a good fight. I predicted this was going to be boring because of Bubu Andrade. I said last week it's going to be somewhat of a boring fight. This is the most entertaining Bubu Andrade fight I have ever seen in my life, man. It was good. I'll start with you, David. How'd you like this fight? What did you see in this fight, man?
You know what, Ed? I'm with you. When it was first announced about 2 months ago, I'm the one that came. You played that episode back. I'm the one that said, "Are you kidding me? Bubu Andrade, I guess it's going to be a boring fight. It's going to run all night." But you know what? I was watching during the past 2 or 3 weeks the interviews, the interviews that they were having, and everything that I was reading about it. Last week, I go, "That's going to be a good fight. That's going to be a great fight." And you know what? It turned out to be. It wasn't a great fight, but it was a good fight. And you know what? I was surprised. I was very surprised. I knew Bubu was going to lose. I knew he was going to lose. I thought he was going to get knocked out maybe in the 9th, 10th round. I had a feeling there had to be a knockout. David is too strong for him. But you know what? Bubu came in strong, bro. I mean, now Bubu should go back down to 160. Que se amarre la boca, go down to 160. He could control 160. Janibek and all of them. He's too small. Even though he's, 5'11", 6 feet? He's too small for 168. He's not going to be able to compete against Caleb Plant and those guys. I mean, David Benavides made him look like a rag doll after the 3rd round. You know, for the first 2 rounds, he looked good. But after that, se le acabó el gas.
Wow, damn, you said a lot there, Holmes. You said a lot
I
there,
did.
man.
I did. Yeah.
I'll come back. I'll come back to that,
Yeah.
Mikey. The main event. I'm saying it right here. That's the most entertaining fight that Bubu Andrade will ever have. That
Yes.
he'll ever
Yeah.
have. That was the most entertaining fight, man. Mikey, what did
Yeah.
you see, Holmes?
Oh man, the first 3 rounds was they were exciting. I like how Boo Boo came out,
Like,
but I wanted a little bit more movement and more clinching to make the fight a little bit more boring and turn it into a chess match and all that. And that's what Boo Boo he couldn't clinch. He got hit. He got and eventually he never recovered after the third round, something like that. I like I said, I was watching the feet, David Benavidez's feet, and I saw a lot of mistakes again. But when you make mistakes with fighters that don't have punches, you don't have to worry about making mistakes because you're gonna get hit. Which Benavidez got hit, nothing happened. He's getting hit with pillows. So yeah, what a performance! What a great matchmaking to make Benavidez look like a Mexican monster.
he
Um,
did.
yeah, he looked like a monster. Now they're calling Canelo, oh this is and that, but the fight didn't sell. I'm gonna bring that up. The fight only made what 60K,
Really?
600K.
No, they're saying okay. So the early numbers are saying that the pay per view sales were somewhere around 60,000.
Wow.
Yeah, 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 yeah. If that's true, if that's true, I mean that's wow, that's a very sad state right there,
It is.
man.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did
man.
not.
I
I
think
did
we'll sell
not.
more of a pay per view, Ed. If us
I
three could do exhibition matches, man,
I
Hey,
did
and
not.
you know what? It was a good card too. It was
it
a
was good.
good card.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it was
yeah,
a good card.
It's
uh,
just eighty
60,
dollars, gentlemen. $90. That's too much for what's going on in the economy right now, man. $90.
you know what? David
I
Benavidez is good, but he doesn't have that charisma to win the
Mm-hmm.
people over. You know, that's what it is. Yeah.
G
Yeah. Yeah.
G Funky's bringing up something that I think is pretty important. The referee Thomas Taylor didn't allow Andrade to clinch, to hold like that. Some referees do just allow the clinching and the holding. I mean, I'm reminded of Devin Haney running to running to
Loma?
Linares
Oh,
just to
yeah.
hold. Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah,
to
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, just to hold them. And the referee in that one, Thomas Taylor, he did not really allow Andrade to do that. He, forced him to not forced him, but hey, you're not gonna be holding here. You're gonna have to engage. And I like that. I did like it. Um,
Well, you know what,
yeah,
Ed? I hope
yeah,
he referees Pro Grace versus Haney. I hope he
mm,
referees that fight
okay,
because if he
okay.
does, easy night for Pro Grace.
Wow, man. Wow. All right. All right. So yeah. So okay, the pay per view numbers were really bad. Whether it was 60K or not, it's not going to be too far off from there. Son of a gun. I did not think it was going to come under 100,000. I didn't.
Yeah,
Even that would have been bad. But if
yeah.
these numbers are true, it is terrible, man. And that is a sad state. And I believe that is the final. Yeah, that's the final PBC show, man,
Okay.
for the year, for them being on Showtime for the pay per view, man.
No, I
There's
think
the
I think there's one more fight. I think this is the final pay-per-view fight, but
mm,
there's another big fight coming up. I believe on the 16th. I can look it up. There's still
okay,
one more Showtime, but it's the last pay-per-view Showtime. I can look it up if you want.
okay, and there's the whole talks of maybe them being on Prime. I don't want to get into all that. Let's stick to the pay per view. Let's stick to Benavides and Andrade.
Yeah.
Uh, Andrade, he just does not have the power to keep somebody off of him. He doesn't have the power to keep somebody off of him. Benavides was able to eat his punches and spit them out like nothing, man. I mean, it was like he was getting hit by grapes. There
Mhm.
was nothing. that Andrade, that I thought Andrade was really going to be able to do, especially at his age. You can only run around so much, man. Um, man, good showing by Benavides. Do I still think Andrade is? I kind of wanted Andrade to win, but um, what's next for him? Yeah, he's saying he's gonna move down to 160. That's cool. I don't think I'm gonna disagree with you, David. I don't think he beats Yanni Beck, man. I think Yanni Beck
Hey,
beat
Cholo, did you say
Andrade.
you wanted Andrade to beat Benavides?
I did. I did. I did.
Why?
I
Why?
did want
Why?
I I wanted
The
the
dad's
I
alone.
wanted yeah, I wanted the disruption of everybody's dreams, Farms, of everybody over here talking about like nah. Because look, okay,
You
now
you you don't think Benavides is a real deal?
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I do. I do. I do. Okay.
Then
So
why
I
do you
get
want
let's
it.
him to
get to that.
lose?
Okay. Okay.
I get
Let's
it.
get. Okay. Okay. Let's get to that. Let's get to that. Okay.
Really?
Now it's where did they go from here, right? Let's talk about Benavides now, right? Because now it's hey, he won and he made Boo Boo an undefeated fighter. People that were saying, oh, a fighter that Canelo's avoiding, right? Which I never believed that, but oh, he made him say no more. Okay, so now he has to fight Canelo. Not Canelo has to fight him. And it's coming down, man. It's coming down. It's not set, but it's coming down that that fight is going to happen, but it's not happening next. So now that gives all this. Oh man, he's ducking. Just tired of hearing that. Just tired of hearing he's ducking. He's like, if Boo Boo would have won, it would have just disrupted everything, and I would have been cool with it. You know, I
So
really
you
would
just
have been.
waiting.
I would have loved it. Yeah, man, I would have loved to just
No.
thrown a wrench into all that. But Benavides won, and it looks, there's all kinds of rumors and rumblings and going on and whispers behind closed doors that it's like, okay, cool. You know what's gonna happen now is it be Canelo Munguia, Cinco de Mayo, and then Canelo Benavides September. Again, I want to make it clear I'm not announcing that. We're not announcing that. We're telling you guys what's being, rumored around. What does Benavides do from here? Does he just sit on his hands? I hope not. I want him to pursue that Jamal Charlo fight. Mikey, you got a lot to
Not
say
problem.
about that, man. You got a lot to say about that, Mikey. So what should Benavides do?
Benavides, like Robert Garcia said, man, if Benavides fights Charlo, that's a step back for the Canelo fight. That he's not gonna. It doesn't look good. A guy that hasn't fought in 2.5 years, barely beat his brother. He looked all right. You know, what I mean, he got that work, whatever. But he's not ready. He's not a 168 pounder. Either you go and destroy Morel and make a statement, and man, that's everybody's gonna like whoa, or go up and beat Bivo, or go fight Better Be It. One of those two, and destroy them, and then you know what? He's ready. He's ready. Those are the three names. One of them, pick one in May. Pick one and destroy. He's ready for Canelo. But if he gets Charlo or he gets nah, man, watch out, man. This guy just wants a payday. Can't even sell a wing dinner. A 60K. We'll make more. Me and Dave will make more. We do an exhibition. Come on, we'll get more
Okay,
views, man.
okay, Mikey. So if he doesn't fight Morel, he shouldn't get a fight with Canelo. Is that what you're saying?
You gotta earn it with the face of the pound for pound A side, the cash cow. Floyd Mayweather, he didn't fight Pacquiao right on the spot. But Fernando Vargas, how many years did it take him to fight De La Hoya? Trinidad didn't give De La Hoya the rematch. It's just if you're the A side, you call the shots, man. And this is prize fighting. It doesn't make Canelo. It has to make sense for Canelo financially. Also, this is prize fighting. This guy only sold 60K. So, man, come on, dude. You need to get one more. Somebody that hits, somebody that punches. If you look at all the fighters he's fought, David Lemieux, Caleb Plant, what are the other ones? Caleb Plant, Andrade. Nobody has a punch. No wonder he's a Mexican monster, man. Fight a monster and destroy them, walk through them, and then he's ready for that Canelo fight. He'll shut everybody down. Like, hey, man, Canelo, fight him. But if Canelo decides, oh, you know what, hey, man, he doesn't fight no one.
Well, wait a second, Mikey. Let me combat that a little bit. Why is David Morrell the bar that Benavides has to pass in order to fight Canelo? Well,
Because
I mean,
David Benavidez get a duck.
Morrell has very, very few fights, man, and he doesn't have like a long resume to say like, hey, if you beat this guy, now we know you should be fighting Canelo. Why is Morrell that bar?
Because he's a puncher. He's like the Matisse, the Puerto Rican fighter, like that. He's a monster. There's risk and no reward. It's a bit weird, and there's no reward. And he hits back. He's 6 something. He has power. He can hit you. You can't make those defensive flaws and mistakes and not worry about getting knocked out. One of those, or fight Bivol. Let's just say, let's do that. Go up and fight Bivol and destroy him. Then you'll get that Canelo fight for sure. But he fights guys that don't have no power. He's gonna fight Charlo. He's gonna knock him out because Charlo ain't got no power. He's a 160 pounder. You know what I mean?
David, what do you make of this, man? Are you ready to see Benavides and Canelo, or does Benavides still need to fight somebody else to prove himself?
I'm ready to see it, but Canelo's not. I think Canelo is going to fight Jaime Munguia in May. I agree with you. And I would like to see David Benavides fight Bivol. He's not afraid of Bivol. He's sparred with Bivol. He's calling out Bivol. I would love to see that. This way in September, the fight's going to sell even more.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to sell because he beat the guy that beat Canelo. You know what I mean? I don't think he needs it, Cholo. I don't think he needs it.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. I don't think he needs it, but I think that it would really, really sell. And now Canelo has no options here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to fight Munguia. And we don't get me started on that.
And that's going to sell.
And it's going to sell. Mexican against Mexican Independence Day, whatever. No, it's not Mexican Independence Day, but that is going to sell it. That's a money maker. You know what I mean?
And I like that fight, Dave. I like that fight. You want to know why?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Munguia's kind of like Benavides, but of course not exactly. But he's a big dude. He's like 6 feet. He comes forward. He's a banger. If you look at the fight versus his last fight, Munguia's last fight versus what's his name?
Derevyanchenko.
His dumbass was banging instead of using his length and his boxing ability. Yeah. So that's a good fight for Canelo to get that work and boom, somebody that hits hard and putazos. It's going to be a good fight. A guy that comes forward just like David Benavides that comes forward. But he's no David Benavides, but it's a good fight. A big guy, Mexican dude that comes and bangs. Oh, perfect for Canelo to get that Benavides fight.
Hold on.
Mikey, you know what? He has nothing to lose because if he loses against Canelo, Canelo lost against Mayweather, and he became even more popular. So
wait a minute. Wait. Okay. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Mikey, I gotta combat what you're saying, man.
Okay.
Why do you like that fight? What has Munguia done to be fighting Canelo right now? What has Munguia done that Benavides has not done, man? To be in the ring with Canelo?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. This is a fight for Canelo to get used to a big guy that comes forward, and he's going to get that work. Canelo's going to get that inside fight and that pressure fighter that comes to him. And it's a fight to get ready for Benavides. If you really think about it, a big Mexican, a 6-footer that bangs, but Canelo's going to beat him. There's no way he's going to get good work while it lasts. And it's a good work while Benavides he destroys Bivol. Now and it adds up at September. Oh wow, last fight for PBC. You know what I'm saying? Canelo gets to do what he wants. He's a cash cow, man. The A-side.
I agree. I don't have a problem with Canelo versus Munguia on Cinco de Mayo. I actually like it. But I personally, to me, Benavides doesn't need to, prove himself to get into the ring with Canelo. I think it's time to make that fight. Whoever he decides to fight next, I'm okay with it. Now, if he moves up and fights Bivol and beats Bivol, I think probably
he will. I think he beat him.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think so, Dave. I don't think so. He makes too many mistakes with his feet. Too many mistakes. He's not balanced.
Let me tell you guys this. All right. I think only hardcore boxing fans will look at that as a bigger hype for the Canelo Benavides showdown. Popularity wise, I think him beating Jamal Charlo actually sparks more interest to make the Benavides Canelo fight. Bivol, Yes, he beat Canelo. Nobody's talking about Bivol. Bivol has not fought all year, and I have not heard anybody, with the exception of super duper hardcore boxing fans, and even they don't really talk about it too much. Of like, man, I can't wait to see Bivol in the ring. I can't wait for his return later on this month. I don't hear that.
But you
People
know,
were talking about Jamal Charlo's return, so I think it sparks more of a showdown for Benavides. What makes more sense? Yeah, definitely the Bivol. If he beats Bivol, it's like, hey, I beat the guy that beat Canelo, but nobody tends to care too much about Bivol anymore. That's kind of lost and forgotten about.
you know who will care? Canelo. I think Canelo will
Okay,
care.
okay,
I
Exactly.
all
think
right,
that he
Exactly.
okay,
personally would
yeah,
say, "Hey, Moro, you beat that guy. Now I got to
uh,
beat you." You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
okay,
Canelo's a
And I
okay.
don't
cash
think,
cow piece of boxing.
yeah,
It's what
he
he
is.
wants.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not what the
yeah,
belts want. He collects money. The belts collect dust. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
disrespecting
okay.
Canelo, baby.
Okay. Okay. Look, if Benavides decides to sit on his hands until September, I don't
No,
think that's the way
he's
to.
not.
I don't.
He's not.
Yeah,
He's
I
not
don't.
doing
I don't think that's the. I don't think that's the way to go. But again, to me personally, Benavides, he doesn't need to prove anything. He's there. You're at 168. You're undefeated. That's it. Yeah, there's a guy, David Morrell, man, who's way down there. He looks good. He looks great. What the guy doesn't have a lot of fights. I think he's a great. I think he's a pretty damn good fighter. But again, to me, sorry, Mikey, go for it.
Two-time gold medalist, right? And he got the
Okay.
Cuban pedigree.
All right.
And
Look,
you know
man.
what, Ed? Ed, he's
Yeah.
fighting on December 16th.
Yep.
That's the
Okay.
last show fight. He's
Okay.
fighting against
Okay.
Hadbeck. So that's the
Okay.
last show fight. So he is fighting.
We'll
It's
check
him.
him out.
Okay.
We'll check him out, definitely.
It's going to be a
All
good card.
right. That's. I really hope it's Benavides versus Charlo. Ooh, especially if they make that on the undercard of the Cinco de Mayo of
Yeah, that okay.
Canelo,
I
dog.
get you.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, now we're talking, Holmes. Eso, dog. Get the carne asada
yeah,
ready, dog. Clean that.
yeah.
Hey,
Woo!
hey, Ed,
Clean the
get Charlo
barbecue.
versus Benavides, get Morrell versus somebody, and get Canelo on the top. Dude, that's a dope ass card, dude. Oh yeah.
All right, fellas, we do have a fight tomorrow. First of all, we got a fight across the pond. Mick Collins fighting. I know not a lot of people really care about that. I will be watching, but we got another fight going on with one Mr. Ryan Garcia against Eduardo
Duarte.
Duarte. Okay, now while that fight is being promoted, I hear a heck of a lot more people talking about this right here, man. Let's go ahead. Let's check it out a little bit.
Good afternoon, everybody. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to the Most High, Jesus Christ. I also want to invite the Holy Spirit into this press conference. Just always want to invite him. Man, a couple things I want to touch.
Hey, real quick, he has really been pushing um God and his spiritual change, man. David, do you believe it or do you think there's something else going on with him?
You know what? The young man, what he has going with God, his spiritual life, I can't comment on that, but
Okay.
he has psychological problems. You know what I
Okay.
mean? God has nothing to do with this. Religion has nothing to do with this. He has emotional and psychological problems. As you go on,
Okay.
you'll see it come out even more.
Yeah, yeah. And just take a look at the great thing about this press conference is Oscar de la Hoya in the background, man.
Yeah.
One thing that's been on my heart is the statements that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm going to finish or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that. My coach does, my team does, everybody that grinds with me day in and day out. That's who decides, and ultimately God decides, not him. Nobody was telling him when to stop boxing. He stopped boxing at 45, so kudos to him. But
No, he stopped boxing, I think, at 50 or 51 years old or something
51,
like that.
51 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's keep it going, man. And everybody, all the Chingones, keep an eye on the La Hoya in the background.
he don't determine that. And another thing I want to touch on is Oscar saying that we misinterpret what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So it's very clear to me that they're backing this guy to beat me, just like they thought Duno was gonna beat me. He was the next Filipino star. They saying he's the next.
Look at Oscar.
Oh my God.
All right, let's bench that, man. I just had to pause it real quick. I had to bust stuff. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Hey, shout out to Fight Hub TV. That's where I'm getting this from.
Mexican
Okay.
star. You know what? I put everything
Look
into
at
the fight.
Oscar,
For the
his
first
eyes.
time, I'm extremely committed.
Oh
In a
my
long
God,
time,
Oscar.
2021 was one of the times it kind of broke me. 2022,
Look at it
changed me.
blinking.
2023 opened my eyes. I'm about to come back for everything. I'm just lasered and I'm laser focused, and that's where my confidence comes from. Shout out my mom, and I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my strength and conditioning coach. He's been there more than just the physical part. He's been there mentally, spiritually. Shout out Cipriano Montez, but he calls Sip. Shout out him.
All right, he's gonna dig in again to Bernard Hopkins right now, man. It gets very uncomfortable.
Shout out my dad. Shout out my trainer, Derek James. We've been putting a lot of work in. And, Oscar is the tough opponent. I know he's going to come to fight. But, right here, I'm here to make an example to the 140 division. This is how I'm coming. This is the Ryan Garcia you're going to get. I'm going to continue boxing. And, he also said that, he calls out on the bullshit, the lies. Man, last time I checked, he said he never lose to a white boy, and then Joe Smith Jr. knocked him out of the ring. Last time I checked, Joe Smith Jr. was white. So, they be lying.
Oh.
I was there at that fight. Oh no, I
Oh,
was
were you?
I was in the other Hopkins fight. My bad.
Oh man, I was at the pizza party when I saw Bernard Hopkins get knocked out the ring. All right,
Okay.
it's just about done.
So at the end of the day, I come to show what I bring, and I'm laser focused, and that's where this confidence comes from. Thank God for everything, and all praise to the Most High, Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Jesus
All
Christ.
right, all right, all right. Let's take that down, man.
Oh my God. That guy's ridiculous, man.
Okay. So there's a lot to break down here. First, before we get into that, before we get into what we just seen, or we could just throw it in there. When was this fight made at a catch weight? I was watching the weigh-ins. Not even they knew about a catch weight. Oscar
Nobody.
Duarte weight. No, nobody knew. Oscar Duarte came in at 42 plus pounds, and then Ryan comes in at 43, and they're confused themselves. Adi and all those boys, man, Ak and Barak, they're like, what's going on? Like, when was this made at a catch weight? Who decided? Like, nobody knew. They didn't know. They interviewed Arnold Barbosa afterwards. He didn't know about it. They interviewed Oscar De La Hoya, and they didn't even ask him. So I don't know why this fight isn't at 140. And Ryan looks pretty big. He does, man. But David, what do you make about the whole Ryan Garcia situation and his fight tomorrow?
We're not talking about our prognostications or us telling you who's going to win. We're not talking about that yet, right? We're
No.
not talking about
Just
right
no,
now,
what do you
just
think about Ryan Garcia? Yeah.
You know what? I think he's Golden Boy's golden goose, and I think they know that the goose is being exposed, and that the goose is ready to fly after this fight. So they're basically preparing the next Ryan Garcia. And I'm not saying Oscar Duarte is. I'm not saying that, but I think that they're setting him up to lose. You know what I mean? And I think this kid knows, and he hasn't prepared to win. And I think that he's trying to expose it before the fight. And I just think that Ryan is being Ryan. He's not there psychologically, he's not there mentally, and he's not there maturely. So he got three things against him. And heaven knows how many others that we haven't even discussed.
Okay. Mikey, what do you make about the whole Ryan Garcia situation?
Yeah, man, I think this is just a ploy, man. This is him getting psyched up, or even probably Oscar's in it. This is a page of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was always with Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, was he always talking trash to Oscar, Oscar behind him, and it just reminds me of that. This fight, Oscar Duarte, he's solid. I like him. He just I don't know how many knockouts he has in a row, like five, and he's coming off a 11 fight winning streak, but he's really a 135 pounder, and now he's moving up 13 pounds off the fly versus a bigger guy. Man, it's just Charlo, like Charlo versus Benavides Jr. Uh, I don't think they're gonna put Ryan Garcia. He makes money. He makes money for Golden Boy. He never won a title. He never beat a champion. He never beat. I don't think he ever beat someone that's really that good. And he does make money. So yeah, it's drama. He's got the eyeballs on him, TikTok and all that. But this guy's a little guy. He's moving up 13 pounds.
No, he's moving up 8 pounds, Mikey. He actually was only moving up 5 pounds. He was
He's at
fighting at
130.
140. He fights at 135. So he's
Okay,
fighting at
8. My math
140.
sucks. My math sucks. 8.
Yeah,
Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I failed math like 20 times. So you're moving up 8 pounds. Never fought at 140. Never fought at 142 and 143. Ryan's a big guy. I think Ryan should be able to take care of him. But if Ryan's not ready, if he's like Oscar says and Dave says that mentally and psychologically and how he's looking right now, Oscar could scare him. Oscar could hurt him, man. But I don't think the Golden Boy's gonna do that. They know how to pick their opponents. They know how to take care of their fighters. We've seen what they do with Munguia, with Zurdo, and with Ryan Garcia, man. So I'm gonna go for Ryan Garcia for the win. Hopefully he loses though. I
Okay.
like that guy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Look,
he's a baller, man.
check this out, man. I was a Ryan Garcia fan once upon a time. I
Oh
really
yeah.
wanted a root. I really wanted a root for the kid, and then I fell off because of all these mamadas and everything. And then I started, getting back in and saying like, okay, maybe, man. I don't really hate what he did. There's been issues between him and Golden Boy Promotions for a while. Remember, they had legal issues once upon a time. This isn't anything new. I've heard a couple people say like, "Oh man, you know what? He just took what Bernard Hopkins said and blew it out of proportion." Right? Here's the thing: because there's been a lot of drama already, it's not just this one situation where it's like, oh, he heard Bernard Hopkins say like, well, I got to see his next fight, and then we'll see, if he should continue fighting or not. It's like, oh man, why is Ryan taking that so much to heart? That's not what he meant. He meant
Mhm.
this or he meant that. But let's not forget that there's already a history of dysfunction going on there. Again, don't forget, man, there was legal issues there. So
Because of Ryan.
there,
Because of Ryan doesn't want to honor the
I,
contract.
I, it could be, Mikey. It could be, but I
Mhm.
don't want to sit here and say that Oscar is the greatest promoter either, man. There's
Yeah.
issues all over
True.
the part. The fact that he takes a lot of this stuff into social media and gets into Twitter wars or X wars now, and dog, you are the billionaire promoter beefing it online
Yeah.
with a youngster. Like, what are you doing, man? But I think
True. True.
Ryan, you could see it that he's immature, and I'm not going to disagree with that. You can also say that, hey, you know what? He's maturing and he wants out of there, and he's just calling out BS from what he sees and says, look, guys, I'm not your little golden ticket anymore. Okay, I'm doing my own thing. I picked
Mhm.
up, I moved to Texas, and I got a new team behind me. And I'm not here to make you guys money anymore. Yes, you guys are gonna yes, you guys are gonna make money off of me. I get it because I'm under you guys, but I'm done. I'm branching off. I'm spreading my wings and I'm flying away, man. And I don't care
Yeah.
who likes it. I'm doing my own thing. So there's different ways you can look at it. Is he mentally there? Look, I saw his interview with Brian Custer. I do like the podcast that he has called The Last Stand. And on there, he was calling out Bernard Hopkins for saying something like that. And he's all like, I'll decide. I'll decide when I stop fighting. Not him. So maybe he just kind of feels like, dog, ain't nobody calling my shots anymore. I'm calling my shots. Is this the best fighter that Oscar has? No.
No, no
Is
way.
this no,
No.
he's not. But is this the best, the most biggest fighter that Oscar has to make money? Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah. So um man, I now let's talk about the fight, man, because I do want to talk about the fight. Mike, David, how do you see this fight planning out tomorrow? Some people are saying that Ryan's not mentally there and that Oscar could even knock him out and stop him.
You know what? Even if Ryan was there 100%, Mikey, this guy's 26 with one loss and with 21 knockouts. I know he's been fighting in Mexico, and I'm looking at some of the records of the guys he's fought. Yeah, there's one guy that he fought. As I'm sitting here going through his records, I think he was where is he at? 28-5, 10-1, 22-9, 22-9, 19-2, 28-3, 9-6, 21-4, 18-6, 13-2, 19-9. I'm looking at the fighters that he's fought. His last fight was against D'Angelo Keys. I saw that fight, and you know what? He didn't look good. You would immediately, if you saw that fight, his footwork wasn't right. He was fighting under Joel Diaz. He didn't look great.
Yeah.
He does have a slug. He does hit hard. All right. And so all I could say is if this is a setup, I don't think this is an easy fight for Ryan. I don't think it's an easy fight. I don't think it's going to be a knockout. Remember when Ryan fought that Filipino that he was chasing around the ring all night and he looked terrible?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
I think that's the one that he's saying that they
That's
were
the one
trying to
he was-
push him. Yes.
Yeah.
This guy's not going to run. This guy is going to attack him. This guy is strong. He's from Parral, Chihuahua. This guy's a Mexicano. This guy is going to go in to try to take his head off. And if Ryan doesn't fight the perfect fight, Ryan is going to get hurt on this one because this guy looks like Canelo. He doesn't fight like Canelo, but he has that body type. Guy has a huge back on him.
Yeah, he's nice and cut. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This guy hits hard. So, you know what? For Ryan's sake, he better be 100% because I don't keep it. It looks like during the press conference, yesterday, not today's, Derek James even went up there. He didn't look excited. You know what I mean? This is the first time I see Derek James there's doubt there. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan
Derek James.
Yeah, and because he's not there, I could see a knockout. I could definitely see a knockout if he's not there. And you know what? We're going to see it tomorrow, but it's going to be a good fight. But it's going to be a quick fight. It's not going to go 12 rounds.
Hopefully, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody in the chat, if you guys know why this is a catch weight, because I wasn't able to find anything on who turned this into a catch weight. But Mikey,
Ryan Garcia did. He didn't make weight. So he made the catch weight. Yeah, he made the catch weight.
Okay.
Because he came in heavier, right? At 143. This guy came at 142 point.
Yeah. Mikey, what do you say about this fight, the actual fight? Now, you were saying that Duarte is not actual 140, but if we're gonna be honest, man, Ryan Garcia has not fought at 140, man. The fight that now he has moved up to 140, but let's talk about the guys that he's fought at 140. Javier Fortuna, that's not a 140 pounder. He fought Tank Davis at a catchweight with a rehydration clause. So Ryan Garcia has yet to actually fight a true 140 pounder. So, I mean, doesn't this kind of level out a little bit?
I mean, if you really think about it like that, then I got to do my research because he fight at 140 for at least a year and a half or two, something like that, at 140, and then for the tech,
he fought Gervonta Davis. He fought Gervonta Davis at 140, and then
that was at a catch weight.
That was the catch weight at 136.
That was at a catch weight. Yeah, that was at a catch weight. He fought Javier Fortuna. He fought Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna is not
little guy.
Natural. He's not a natural 140 pounder.
And that's why he destroyed him. He's a big
Campbell
dude.
At 135, to go.
Okay,
He got a
Campbell.
140.
Yeah,
Okay, you're right.
that
Yes,
yeah,
140.
Who?
he's never fought a true 140 pounder.
Okay.
So I mean, doesn't that kind of level it out a little bit?
Yeah, you think about it. Yeah, he does. But he's a big kid. And he didn't even make weight for this. Man, hopefully, from what it looks like, it's a good fight. It's a good fight. Duarte's flat-footed. Joel Diaz said that, so that's tailor-made for Ryan Garcia, because he's gonna come to him. He's gonna run into that Czech hook, but Ryan quit, and you know what? This guy, if he's not focused and all that, it's gonna be a long night, man. Because this, like Dave said, Duarte's a Mexican dude. The Mexicans always kill it. They always rain on the parade. So, hopefully, this Mexican knocks him out and then finishes him for once and for all. But I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hey,
Damn, man,
Mikey,
Mikey hates Ryan, dog.
hey,
He
Mikey,
says finishes them once and for all.
Ryan's 5'10". Ryan's
Who?
5'10". This guy, Ryan, he's 5'10".
Uh-huh.
This is 5'9".
Okay, he's pretty big.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty
Yes.
big boy.
Yes.
So yeah,
okay.
he's nice. You know what? Hopefully, man. Hopefully, I want to believe it.
Yeah, me too.
You know what? On my side, hopefully not. I hope Ryan has a great showing tomorrow. I really do, man.
And you're gonna go to their house. You're going to Vegas next week
I
to
do.
Ryan's uncle's house.
I want to go ahead and make it clear, man. I am rooting for Ryan Garcia tomorrow. I hope he twists my tocayo's head completely around, knocks him out, dog. And that's it. Shout outs to my tocayo Eduardo. But man, I hope Ryan twists that dude's head around, man. Not because I hate him. Because
You know what? I agree with Impella. Throw Impalla's up. I see that happening. Yeah.
okay,
It's a good one.
back body. I can see Ryan doing
Yes.
a no mas.
Yes.
He hits hard.
You know what? Okay. If it were Ryan that did not make the weight, there is definitely something to be said there. Because are you actually focused on your opponent, Eduardo Duarte, or are you over here focused on Bernard Hopkins and Oscar de la Hoya, and focus on all the drama that's going on with your promotion? Or are you now? He's over here saying, "Man, I'm keep focused. Yeah, you don't really have a lot to say about your opponent other than I'm keep focused. But man, homie, your mind and your words are all over the place with your promotions. You didn't even make weight. If it's true that he's the one that didn't make weight. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. David, is he, just to wrap it up, man, is he even paying attention to his opponent? He's over here talking about Bernard Hopkins lost to a white boy and Joe Smith Jr., which I remember, but I mean, he's not really. He's saying he's laser focused, but I don't really hear him talking too much about Duarte.
What I think happened, Ed, they weighed in the morning before they had the cameras up. Did you notice that during the weights, when they were weighing in supposedly at 143 and 141, they had clothes on. They never took the shoes off. They never took the pants off. They never took the shirts off. And they weighed. Yeah, he was wearing a hat, and I think he just took off the shirt off, but he had the pants on. What probably happened, Duarte, without a doubt, made weight. But what they probably said, hey, ¿sabes qué? This guy didn't make weight. You're 143. You're going to be 141, 1 pound over. You know what I mean? So I think that, yeah, I think without a doubt, man, that it all fell on Ryan. He didn't make weight. So right there, all of a sudden, they made the decision, catch weight. So they made the decision. And when they showed that video, them weighing in this afternoon, dude, that was already, dude, they had weighed that morning. That's when it came up.
Okay. All right. Mikey, is Ryan even focused on his opponent, man? He's over here beefing with his promotion. He's not making weight. Is he even focused on Duarte?
Yeah, from the looks of it, it looks bad. It looks bad. He didn't make the weight. Derek James is coming off a horrible loss with his star fighter, Spence. So, and then he had a couple of the losses. I got to do my research. So he looks burned out. Man, so yeah, like Dave said, he looked worried. Yeah, because his fighter got destroyed. So his corner and him don't have all the confidence. He's just coming off a knockout. He's quitting versus Tank. So this fight. All eyes on him, man. We'll see what happens. We're gonna see because like Bernard says, one day you're gonna get exposed. Because in
That's
boxing
right.
you can't lie. Because you're in there, you're fighting. You can't call time out. Time out. Time out. No, man. So we'll see if he's gonna get exposed tomorrow by the Mexican, man.
I hope he
Okay.
does. I hope the Mexican knocks him out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But Duarte's marketable. He looks like Canelo. He's
Yeah.
Mexico. Pretty boy. He's dope. I like him.
He sounds just like him when he talks in
He kind
English.
of fights like
He
him.
sounds just like him.
Yeah.
No,
he's dope.
he
I like
sounds,
Duarte. That's
he's
good
gonna get
Canelo,
his
dude.
man.
He's solid.
You know what? Let's go, King Rye. Go knock this dude.
Aw, come on, man.
Let's go
Don't
get it,
sell the
King Rye.
ranch,
Yes,
bro. I know you're going to
yeah,
Vegas next week to the house,
man.
but
Nah,
keep it
that's
real.
you know what? You know what? Everybody's over here bashing my boy Ryan Chales, dog. Tomorrow, King Rye will reign supreme, homie. So
I mean, he's tailor made for Ryan, man. Come on, he comes forward, and Ryan's a big dude. I don't think Golden Boy's gonna. How many more fights does he have with Golden Boy? If it's the last one, I get it, but
I
they
don't
still gotta
know.
make
I don't
money.
know.
Yeah, because they're trying to make
King
a big
Rye.
fight with Teal. They're trying to get the rematch with Tank. They're trying to get and Ryan has no belts, but this guy was. Look how many pay-per-views he sold. Give half the credit to Tank and give half the credit to him. He sells more than Benavides for damn sure. 660K. Me and Dave will do that in an exhibition next week, man. Listo?
At least go.
Let's go,
Oh,
King Rye. Let's go, King Rye. Hey, man. Hey, that is David Contreras at Gran Chingon. Glad you're back, brother. You guys go check out Mike Zavala on Mikey TV, man. Just
Yes.
the way you see
Good.
it, just the way you,
Videos.
yeah, just the way you see it spelled right there, just the way he breaks down fights. It's good, man. So go give it a little look. See. Solo
thank you.
Trucker, los tres chingones, boxing, shouts to all the chingones y chingonas. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it so we could come back and do it again. And last time, go get him, King Rye. We love you, man. Go get him, King Rye, by knockout.